And welcome everyone to the Man Cave. My name is Paul Knapp, and I will be your host for tonight's show. This is season number 3, episode number 19, and waiting in the green room is our good friend, Mr. Steve Stovall. But before we get to him, let's see who is in my boy band tonight. And we have a mixture. We have a hodgepodge tonight. First off, we haven't had this guy around in a while. Coming to us from the great north. We have Mr. Murray Corrigan. How are you, sir?
I am well, thank you. I see we already have some guys in the chat. Matthew and Barb and Jim are there already, and Adam LeMay.
Nice.
So far, we're starting off pretty darn good.
And from Deering Studios, we have Mr. Dan DiBiase. Dan, is your check in the mail to me, by the way? I just want to...
I don't know, man. Thanks for having me back on.
Yeah, okay. I just wanted to make sure.
I'm a cheap imitation of Stacy.
Or Stacy standing tonight. And, of course, we still have Big Sexy from New Hampshire. There's Mr. Rick Bradshaw. How are you?
Gentlemen, good. How's everybody tonight?
Good.
You can't stand in for Stacy. You could probably stand in for, I don't know, maybe Angelo, if Angelo's not here. I don't know.
Yeah.
And the leader of this boy band tonight, he hasn't been around in a while. The man with the big hair, Mr. Ace. All good. How's it going, buddy?
Good. I brought my friend Joe with me tonight. I picked him up. He's a Colorado refugee. I'm out here away from. I'm in the Colorado bunker in South Denver. So here I am to talk GI Joe and have some excitement tonight.
Great. So you're gonna be okay that you're not the.
Oh
leader.
My gosh, I'm thrilled.
You just sit back and be a panel member and hang out, drink a beer. You know,
I'm gonna poke and prod Mr. Stovall as much as possible.
We're giving him a hard time tonight, no doubt. So, well, let's go around the room and say what is new in your zoo. Ace, since you haven't been around a while, let's start off with you. We'll go backwards.
Hey,
Oh my
Anything new in your
gosh!
zoo besides picking up that guy right there?
Well, I picked him up, and I actually at the same show. It was at Retro Mania show. My kid, she told me all about it. She likes to dress up like, cosplay, and so she did. I can't even remember the name. Anyway. She dressed up great. I would have sent a photo, but it's too late. Anyway, we went to the show, and I bought. I was actually surprised. They actually had some GI Joes there. They had a beautiful Crash Crew, some box figures. The only thing I picked up was this little guy right here, and it was awesome. But I also got a 69 Wish book from Sears and a 71 Wish book from Sears, which is always kind of fun. I'm trying to start collecting the Sears catalogs and stuff like that, just because it's kind of fun to see the ads and all that.
Oh yeah, definitely, man. What are you laughing at?
Yeah,
Andy and Indy.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I saw that. I was going to save that for when Rick. I was saving that for when Rick gets
I'm sorry, I can't help it.
All right. What do you got new in your zoo there, Murray?
Not very much. I picked up a couple of figures from Cots. I needed some body parts.
Nice.
He's got a mustache.
I thought I'd check this out. I think he's going to look really good in my British officer outfit.
Ah.
Yeah.
So,
Is that the 40th anniversary?
oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not vintage. Well, it will be soon.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
That's debatable, right?
You got that right.
So, Ace, I don't know if you heard, we found out last week? Vintage is 20 years or older.
25, isn't it?
Antique is 100.
Oh, it's 100.
Yeah.
No.
100
So
years is antique.
Well, vintage is for a little while then. So we've got to. I mean, we might hit antique in our lifetime, I guess, huh?
Yeah, right. Some of us.
I always thought vintage was like 30 years. So
Yeah.
Is that what it is? Yeah.
that's what I thought. Yeah.
All right.
Well, since I go by vintage 3D Joes, that actually holds true,
Yeah.
I guess.
Sure.
So I
Yeah.
like it.
It's a great site.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right, Dan, you're up. What you got new, man?
Well, we talked
Hey,
before.
hey, Before you
what's that?
start, before you start, remember it's Monday, not Toy Soldier Tuesday. It's Monday. You know,
Tomorrow, what I want to talk about is the big thing I'm doing is photography stuff. Right, is shooting pictures, and one of the big things that will help out a lot of people shooting pictures is one of the things is hands. Guys are always talking with their hands, or they're doing, this. What you need to do is you need to go out and start buying hands. Then relatively inexpensive. I got bags of all these different, yes, like fists. I've got it, kung fu and grabbing type hands. So I really suggest if you really want to get into your photography, because you're going to be limited by your facial expression on your figures. So I think, get some hands. They come with these little things to go into the socket of your figure. You heat the hands up, pop the hands off, and you can use these, and that'll help out. And one of the other thing I want to tell people to help with a lot of things is this stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. You can dye plastics with this stuff, the dye more stuff. And
Really?
so if you want these expressive hands and you want to make it look like you have gloves, you can dye them.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, very cool.
So you get that. And that way you can have, black gloves or brown gloves or whatever color you want. You can dye it. So like for these figures, these guys I've just been working on, here, let's dress them up a little bit, make them presentable. Like these villains I'm making. See, I wanted them to have black gloves. So what I did was I dyed hands. So that's my bit. But that'll help out a lot of people who are shooting pictures and kind of get stuck in how you can get guys to look more expressive. Like, see, Carl back here.
Yeah.
See, he's got an open hand and he's got the gun hand. So it'll help out with a lot of pictures. That way you're not all you guys are talking like this.
The dye doesn't crack like spray paint would, or
no, it doesn't. One of the things I do also is on some of these figures, I do actually hit them with a little bit of a different shade of black to kind of give it kind of dull them down or give it a little bit of a highlight. But you can do them all different colors. They come in all kinds of colors, but you want to use right. Dye more. On the Rick.
Andy and Indy said the spray dye and spray plastic flip.
Is it plastic dip he's talking about?
Yeah, plastic dip.
Plastic dip can get kind of weird on these things. If they know it can work, then go for it. But in my experience, plastic dip will sometimes peel off this stuff.
Huh. All right.
Cool. Very nice. Good tip.
Rick,
Rick,
you gonna round it up?
You guys can help me out with this because I don't know
Big
anything about it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I have one.
Yep, I have one.
No, that's a book.
Where did they come
book.
from? Were these included in a figure?
No,
No, that's something different.
it was something that was to stand alongside. I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Isn't there like a price tag on the back?
There is a barcode. There's a barcode.
Yeah.
Is there a price tag like
$350,
$5.99?
$450 in Canada. Scholastic. Oh, that was Scholastic School. They do books for school kids,
Okay.
and they'll do all kinds of licensed stuff.
So I have no idea where I got this from.
You picked it up somewhere.
Very
in a
cool.
show or, yeah,
Probably
good stuff.
the flea market.
Quite possibly.
I might have showed this before. I'm not sure. This is the NECA.
No.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't remember that.
Oh, that's cool.
You haven't opened it yet, Rick.
No, I haven't opened it. This is so nice of a display.
Yeah.
Now,
Oh, wow.
are they cloth outfits or plastic outfits?
No, it's all plastic.
It's like a molded plastic thing.
Yeah.
Yep. You got General Aldo, Caesar, and Conquest Gorilla.
Yeah.
And what did something like that cost? $100?
Like about 75 plus shipping.
$100.
But I bought
Get a
this.
trip, Bright Eyes.
I brought this probably 4 years ago, so who knows what it is now. But this is NECA. They did some really nice Planet of the Apes figures.
Yeah.
And you could pick those up separate too. You didn't have to buy them in the
3-pack
box like that.
Okay.
And I don't know if I ever showed this guy.
Oh,
Nice.
Yeah.
What head sculpt is that? It looks. I
I
can't
don't
remember.
recognize that.
Is that
I
Action
think
Man?
it's
No,
I
it's a
think
GI Joe.
it's Flint. I think
That's what it is. Okay.
Oh, okay.
you know. And
Love
the
the
outfit,
gloves.
the outfit is Barbie, Wonder Woman, Paradise Island. Comes with two
Awesome.
figures.
Oh, okay.
Steve
Yeah.
Trevor, and Wonder Woman in her Amazon
Right.
outfit.
Oh wow.
And this body is a Power Team body.
Okay.
And I cut the neck and I put the Joe head on there. So these are Power Team hands.
Mm-hmm.
The boots are, I believe, they're not the original Barbie boots, so I don't remember where I got
because
these.
they would be Ken size feet and they wouldn't fit a GI Joe
And then I added the dragon
pistol holster. Yeah.
So it looks a little more
That's
authoritative.
cool.
Very nice.
It's a neat outfit. And
It is.
right now there is one on eBay,
Oh,
just the outfit for $20. plus
easily.
Hey, Rick, I know a guy. His name is Murray, and he makes great holsters and such like that for,
Yeah.
for that figure.
Yeah, you should
You
check
should reach
that
out
out.
to him, talk to him.
Oh, Lone Wolf just said the same thing. Needs a leather holster.
I don't know. I've heard that guy's
Yeah, it's a ripoff, man. He's a ripoff.
you know how that Canada shipping is.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh yeah.
Tariffs, all those tariffs.
Tariffs.
You got a request from Lone Wolf. He wants to see the cowboy behind you. I'm trying to see which cowboy.
Is it the one on the rack in the middle under the tank?
Is that a cowboy?
It's like I've got like 5
He's in
cowboys.
denim. He's in denim. He's standing on your drawer.
Oh,
sir.
that one. Oh, okay, I see
think.
it now.
Is that the one he means?
I
I
think so.
guess.
That's not a cowboy. He'll be disappointed.
Uh-oh.
Possibly. I showed him a picture of or maybe it's is that the Custer or what is that with the red neckerchief right behind
That
your
was Lone
left
Ranger,
shoulder?
maybe.
I'm pointing at the screen like you're going
I
to
don't
see
know.
that.
It's like
Well, he
it's
didn't
like-
see those
There's
behind
a
you.
John
Yes.
Wayne figure back there, isn't there?
As a
Lone
John
Wolf
Wayne.
said yes.
That's John Wayne.
John Wayne.
Yes.
Lone Wolf said yes. The one you got in your hand. Yes. So
Oh.
what, you thought it was a cowboy.
All
Can
that-
we get Rick to spin around a few more times?
I better be
Want to
careful
see if
because
the ponytail's still there.
this chair is going to give out on me. This is Hooper.
Oh, Jaws.
Oh,
Jaws, man.
yeah, from Jaws. That is cool.
And this is a NECA figure. This is like an
I was
8-inch
gonna say
figure
it looks a little small. Yeah.
with cloth goods. So these
Nice.
for Ace, this particular NECA figure, they did this guy and they did Quint. They couldn't
Right.
get the license for
Rob
Brody.
Schneider.
Yeah, they said no. So it's
Okay, what
actually
about John Wayne back there?
it's a great
That's a great head sculpt. Holy
It
cow.
is.
Thing about a shark,
it
it's
comes
got
with
doll eyes.
Dan.
Oh, the John Wayne one, yeah.
That's a
John
nice
Wayne.
figure.
Dude, that's cool.
The dude.
What a
That's
beautiful
awesome.
holster.
The Duke.
That's a Battle Gears toys holster,
Mm-hmm.
and that's their John Wayne rig.
Yeah.
So it mimics what he wore.
Yeah.
I need to
Very
get another
nice.
belt for him.
Oh,
I posted this. I told this story on Terry's show, but I posted this figure in a John Wayne group.
mm-hmm.
They tore me apart. They were the meanest motherfuckers you could imagine. Lesson
what I-
learned. Don't.
I gotta
don't
leave
put
that group.
dolls- Don't put dolls in a movie group.
No.
Hey man, it's an action figure.
Hey, while we got you moving around and shit, why don't you break out the realistic Rick Bradshaw figure?
Oh.
You gotta have.
I
You
got.
don't have it right there.
He is, but
You gotta
Rick
show.
might have to get up.
I have to get up again. This is getting tiring.
Come on, get your exercise in, get your steps in today.
Oh, and Andy on Indy bought the Steve Trevor outfit.
Andy in
That's
Indy
awesome.
owes me a figure, and he knows what I'm talking about. So
Paul just
There you
wanted to
go,
make sure
Andy.
there was proof that Rick was wearing pants.
Yeah. And the ponytail is still there.
Don't look too, don't look
Andy
too
and Indy,
close.
my buddy Craig was here and wants to know where his figure was last night. So
Oh,
Ace, look at
man.
this
There he is.
figure, Ace. Look at this.
That is
Look
awesome.
at that.
Doesn't that look like somebody
Who
you
did-
know?
Kind of looks like Stacy.
It does look like-
There's a Corrigan holster right there.
Yeah, Murray
Not
Corrigan
too
holster.
bad. Not too bad at all.
Even
You
got the blue-
trim the long end though.
What does that guy look like?
Hey,
That
So,
looks like
so
our
who
host.
did that? Who did that head sculpt, man? That's amazing.
Andy and Indy. Andy and
Andy
Indy. He's
did
in the
that,
chat
yeah.
room right now.
Mm-hmm.
Did both
Wow,
of them.
Andy,
Absolutely incredible.
you do some great work,
Paul.
Andy. Oh my word!
There's mine.
Hey,
baby.
there's Paul's
There
other
it
one.
is.
Look at that smile.
That's a great sculpt.
It is.
It really is, man. Holy cow! I'm impressed.
We're gonna bring him to the Kentuckiana show, man. We're gonna
Do a live.
do a live
Just
show with
just
our
let
figures.
the panel sit there, the figures.
Wow, I'll have to line up for that one for sure.
Do a
Put me on the list,
voiceover.
Andy.
We'll be signing autographs.
I'll pay you an Indy. Tell me what I owe you. I want one.
Flocking that hair is going to be a problem.
That's right, baby.
Yeah, right.
Gonna
Well,
have to go root it.
There's that dude that can do the rooted hair down in
There's
in
lots,
Atlanta.
but
Yeah.
it depends on what type of a sculpt, what you do with the sculpt, whether you use a resin or a vinyl, or because you can't. I don't know if you can root.
Oh.
Oh no, you can. They layer it on. They glue it in like
All right,
layers.
Andy.
in the resin.
Oh yeah.
Andy's
Oh,
gonna hook you up.
Yeah, I've seen a whole bunch of guys do it.
Yeah.
A lot of
Good,
people doing it with the Batman Joker figure.
Oh, okay.
The Keith Ledger one. A lot of
Right.
people do it.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's
wasn't sure
that's
about
a
that.
big thing now in Hot Toys is rooted hair.
Yeah.
Yep.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I saw a Viking head sculpt with the open mouth and the beard. Black Ops
Wow.
did
I was.
posted a short on Facebook. Black Ops Toys, and it was really cool. Sully, it was great.
Steve, whatever you did, don't do that again, man. You scared the shit out of me. I was just about to introduce our guest, and he bloop, and he went away, and I was like, "Oh shit!"
You pissed him off.
Drag it out. Drag it out.
Well, I don't know if you know, he was supposed to be on Jeff's show this past weekend, and he had internet issues then, and I was like, "Oh man, I hope he doesn't happen tonight." And then I looked in the green room, and he was gone, man. He was just gone.
Steve, I feel your pain.
Well, we got him tonight. We know him as Mr. Steve Stovall, but he signed in as Mr. KYGI Joe. How you doing, sir?
Hey,
Hey, Steve.
Nice to have you on the
Hooray.
show again. How's it going, bro?
it's going good. It's a busy time of the year, you know. We're heading up to the show and got a lot of other shows that we do. But it's
Well,
fun.
So what year is this for you with the Kentuckiana?
This is the 12th one that we've
12th?
Oh
done.
my gosh!
I
Not
know.
including Winterfest, right?
Yeah.
Winterfest.
We've done 4 Winterfest, I think. Maybe
Yeah.
5. Maybe I lose track. But yeah, we've done 12 of these.
Good.
12 in a row? Like COVID didn't stop you, or did you have to take 1 year off?
We're the only show that's run for consecutive years.
There you go,
else,
man.
Everybody else took a year off. We were able to have one during COVID. The state, the rules for the state and the rules for the hotel were able to accommodate us.
Very
Wow.
cool. Well, as you know, I'm making the road trip. Rick's making the road trip. Angelo's going to be there.
Looking
Hopefully, a
forward
lot of
to
people
seeing
in the
everybody.
chat room will be there. Andy and Indy lives right there. He better be there. He's always there. So, what do you have new for us this year? Anything that we could pass on or we could check out?
Oh, well, I guess there'll be a couple of things I'll tell you guys tonight that we haven't posted up on the website or the Facebook page yet or not. We're going to have Mr. Ron Rudette back again as a special guest, so we're really happy for that. And a lot of people, we had him 2 years ago, and then a lot of people asked if Ron was going to be back, and I kind of thought that, you know, you wouldn't want to see Ron every year, but apparently I guess we do. So we got in touch with Ron, and we're going to have him come back, and so that's going to be fantastic. And then the other thing that I haven't really announced is that we've added a third room for the show this time because we've just had so many people that wanted space. So we're going to have even more dealers this time for everybody to come check out.
Very nice.
Fantastic.
That's awesome news. That's really exciting, I think.
Yes.
More is better.
Absolutely, and we've got a lot of new dealers coming in, and some of them are new to our show. Some of them are new to selling in general. We've got a lot of the regulars that you expect to see will be back. It's fun. I'm looking forward to seeing what everybody brings, and Having a good time.
Is Ace Allgood going to be there again?
All right, so I will not be skipping the show this year. I will definitely be there with bells on. And in fact, Steve was gracious enough, because I missed the last show, he's actually allowed me to have a double booth. So I'm bringing
Oh my!
twice
Yeah.
the goodies for the entire show. So yeah, I'm really excited about it. I'm going to pack the giant white van and come on down. And if anybody has any special requests, please tell me, send me an email or a text, and I'll do my best to bring them. I know that Paul has a list that he's given me, and I'm super tardy about getting on.
I'm
But
glad you
other than
brought that up, my friend, because let me tell you, this man has had my list for over a year and didn't come through
Yeah, I
for
was
me.
thinking about that.
And,
Somewhere around
now
here.
you got my wish list. So what between the two of you motherfuckers, you better get my shit.
I tell you what, Paul, if you send me a new one this time,
I sent you a new one.
we'll try really hard to see if we can get something on it.
Hey,
I will say this:
I'm
I
driving
gotta-
halfway across the country for this. You guys better have that shit for me. That's all I'm saying, man.
I can help you. I know with some of it, but I got to tell you, there's a lot of things I have some serious questions on. I remember your list was quite. I could kind of dissect it and make fun of you if I went and looked it up. But I will be happy to go through it and be a better steward of getting stuff for you.
Well, good, because I can't trust Steve. So no, I know you guys are busy, but I'm hoping I can get that stuff. So I'm looking forward to the show. You want to run through the couple slides that you sent me, Steve? I can pull that up.
Sure, go ahead. Just see.
I can stop it at any time if there's anything you want me to stop on.
Okay, so this was just kind of a new logo that we decided to make up for the show to celebrate Ron Rudat's appearance, because Ron is most famous for designing the Cobra logo. So I kind of figured we'd do something a little neat with the logo and have kind of a Cobra takeover of the Kentuckiana show. So it's just a little different twist and just something a little fun. And this is the first time anybody's seen this one too, because I haven't posted it out there
Cool.
yet.
That
We'll
is
That's
probably
awesome.
we'll probably have some stickers or badges or maybe some T-shirts or something with this on it. Just kind of have fun with it this time.
neat.
Oh, that's cool.
Can you
Yeah.
see that, Steve?
Yeah.
Nice pants.
Yep.
That is
So-
nice. Kayak paddle.
Steve, can you
I-
see it? You want to talk us through
Yeah.
it?
Yeah. Well, I mean that's pretty much it. It's the state of Kentucky with the big Cobra logo on the
Oh,
side.
no. We're on the next slide.
I don't see the next picture. Okay, there we go. Okay, so this is the early draft of this is an early draft of what may be a uniform set for the show.
Right.
The boots are probably going to change to black. It's probably not going to come with a figure this year. It's probably just going to be a uniform set, and you might see a raft down there in the bottom corner and such. So there
And
might
a
be
life vest.
there might be some other stuff
Is
there.
that compass?
There may well be a compass in there. Yeah.
Looks like there's an orange vest too that looks like
Yes.
the Skydive to Danger. Or
Yeah.
and it might have some
Fantastic
equipment in it.
Freefall.
It
Yeah.
might have.
Ooh.
And
I
there
saw
might
a
be
picture with something like that somewhere. I can't remember where.
Well, if it's just an outfit, will Mr. Cotswold be there to sell a figure to go with that?
Mr. Cotswold will be there. I don't know if he'll have figures, but I tell you what, Mr. Stovall will have a big box of
okay.
of nude vintage figures just dying to have a uniform put on them that you can buy.
Awesome.
Damn, son.
Very cool. Very cool.
Whoa.
And there may even be a vicious animal adversary that kind of floats in the water that he might. Boy, that sounded bad, didn't it?
Hey, you remember Caddyshack? When they had to drain the pool?
Yeah, not quite like that, but something else. So it's still being pulled together.
Is that why you're throwing this picture in there, or what?
Yeah.
No.
And so it's still getting there, and we'll have custom art by Doug Fackel, who does the art for all of our sets the past couple of years, and so he's working on that, and hopefully we'll have it all pulled together in time for the show.
Cool.
Are you seeing this next picture or no?
I am not. I
The
must be
fantastic
lagging
sea
behind.
wolf.
Okay, now the Fantastic Sea Wolf is just because I mentioned that we have Ron Rudat coming, And a lot of people associate Ron with the 3 3/4 GI Joes, but Ron did the artwork for the Seawolf comic book. And if you notice underneath the squid, if you look
Yeah.
really close, you can see his name there.
Right.
So
Okay.
for the 12-inch guys, you can bring your Seawolf comics and have Ron sign them. I will tell you, Ron will admit that's not his best work, the art in the comic book, but he did do the art, and so he does have a tie back into the 12-inch. And I think if you go to the next picture,
Yep.
which I
The
can't
wind
see,
boat.
Oh yeah.
the wind boat. That is one of the items that Ron designed. When he was here, we were talking about some of the stuff that he did for the 12-inch line, and he said, "You know, I designed this little backpack vehicle that had a sail on it." And so I brought one over to him. And I'm like, "Yeah, that's it." So
Wow.
it's not his artwork on the box, but he actually designed that toy.
The wind
I
boat
didn't know
itself.
that.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, so you have there's a couple other things, but he couldn't quite remember what they were. So there's he has his hands some in the 12-inch line as well as the 3 3/4. So it's always fun to talk to him.
Oh, no
You know,
kidding.
there's another piece that he did that kind of is more along the lines of stuff that Paul likes to collect. He did the artwork for the soldier, the sailor, the war. These are the World War II 50th anniversary kind
Yep.
of the ham hand figures. He did the artwork for the pilot, the sailor, the soldier, and the marine.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
So
wow.
he did those original paintings that are on those boxes.
Very cool. And there's Mr. Ron Rudat
So
himself.
he really has spanned. He has really spanned a long career
Yeah,
in
no
GI
kidding.
Joe from like the 70s all the way to the 90s through the 90s, and he's a super nice guy, and his wife is lovely, and they're really open to talk to you and visit and talk about
Yeah,
things.
Jenny's fun to talk to. She's a hoot for sure.
Absolutely.
And there's the show card with all the details, and everything's on the website, www.kygijoe.com. July 19th is the actual main show day, but we have the preview the night before. The regular show hours are 10 to 4 with early bird at 9, and our Friday night preview is 5 to 8. At the center, this Paraquat Springs Conference Center that we've been at for the past couple of years, which if you've been to it, it's a fantastic center. Lots of parking around it. The hotels are within walking distance. There's nice places to eat around it. I couldn't be happier with the location. Not that I was disappointed in our old location, but this one meets a lot of our needs and allows us to get a whole lot more vendors in.
Oh, excellent.
And you're not too far from the airport, right? I mean, it was pretty
15,
close.
15 minutes maybe or
Yeah.
something like that. I'm not real good with time, and I drive fast sometimes, so my estimates may be off a bit.
Well, I will want to say this too, as a vendor, I love it as a show because it's super easy to get into. There's a lot of people that really love GI Joe. There's all kinds of stuff there, and I think it's just you're going to see a great smorgasbord of all different kinds of GI Joe that's out there. There's 3 3/4 guys that show up. There's a lot of 12-inch. There's a ton of 12. At this show, you'll see more 12-inch vintage GI Joe than any other show in the United States. I would definitely
think that's
say
fair.
that, and
Yeah,
I know a lot of.
Yeah.
I think that's a fair statement. I mean, Steve, you're at the same shows I'm at, and we typically a lot of the shows that we go to, it's just me and Steve set up, and this is a show that's got multi vendors, and there's a lot of good stuff in the house, and a lot of good. There's people blowing out their collections sometimes, and there's people that are just selling their extra stuff, and I think you'll be able to find just a little bit of everything that you're looking for. And the other thing too is we're going to be selling my blow up tanks there this year. So Greg Auteur is going to be selling those blow up Ghost Army tanks. We've got those finally done in production. So we're gonna have those out this show. So there's all kinds of new.
Greg will be there as well.
Be out there.
Yeah, Greg will be there as well.
Okay, cool.
Greg's going to be
he
there.
He had some at the winter show, and they look fantastic. The tanks, highly recommend them.
Yeah, super happy with the way they turned out. They really turned out cool. And as I said, if we sell more of the tanks, we're talking about doing maybe an airplane, but again, we got to sell tanks. So come check them out. They got
Oh,
a great story
absolutely.
on them too.
That's true.
And I will say, since this is the hometown show for me, we have our biggest setup at this show too, and so we'll have a large variety of stuff for people to choose from vintage 12-inch. We'll have some 3 3/4. We'll have some modern stuff, and we're probably one of the few dealers that'll have Super Joe.
I was
So
just gonna say, you want to elaborate on the Super Joe stuff?
Yeah.
we'll have vintage Super Joe, and we'll have some of the new Super Joe that we've made that is now called Adventure Command. So we'll have a lot of that there for people to see, and some
Nice.
special sets. There may even be a special set or two for it as well.
Now, here's a question for you, Steve, and I don't want to put you totally under the gun, but I know at some point you've been talking about making kind of restring kits for the old Super Joes and the hands and all that kind of stuff. Are you getting any close to that? And what's
We've
the
had the
status
molds
on that?
made. We're just still trying to tweak the material to get it right. The right composition of it and whatnot. Because the main hassle with redoing a vintage Super Joe is to bust open the pieces, the shins and the forearms and whatnot. They don't break open like as easily as the muscle body figures do for the 12-inch. So when you do those, they tend to shatter,
Aye.
especially if you're using the African American Super Joe. So what we wanted to kind of do is kind of see if we could get something that was flexible enough that you could maybe heat it up and put the joint in there, and then it would harden after it gets in there without having to break open the joints. So we're not there yet. We've had a couple runs of them, and then we've kind of backed off a little bit as we've worked on a couple other different figures. One of which is in May. We may actually have in time for the show is we've redid the Gore figure, which was the green monster in the line.
Nice.
We made him better. We made him like we did Super Joe. We made him more. He has hands that will hold weapons and will move. He's bigger, so he's more imposing. And actually, he's now big enough that he can be a villain for a 12-inch figure as well.
Wow.
And we had them done in vinyl, and I had at Toyland, I had the prototypes. I had 2 of the prototypes with me, and they just turned out amazing. Tariffs caused us problems, so we're kind of behind where we wanted. We would have had them in place now, so we're hoping that things will get worked out and we can have them on hand for the show. And there is a very small run of glow in the dark ones that just look absolutely fantastic that we'll have. Yeah.
Glow
Oh,
in the dark.
I should have sent you guys a picture. I do have pictures of the prototype of the glow in the dark, and it's
That's cool.
It's neat.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah.
If you guys got any questions in the chat room, just type them up and I will pull them up. Dan DiBiase,
Yes, sir.
you look like you had a question on your mind.
Oh
You
no,
You kept
no,
putting
no.
up the.
I was.
You
just,
kept putting that up. I thought that was like.
I was like, no, I was just kind of. He was talking. I was just honoring the
Cobra.
logo.
Oh, okay, I thought that was your. I thought that was your paddle for like. I have a question.
I have a question.
Go ahead, Rick.
Rick.
Where you at, Rick?
Steve, what's the Friday preview like? What's that supposed to be like?
Well, the Friday preview, we let the dealers set up on Friday, and then from 5 till 8, we let the buyers come in, and you're the first people to see the setup, the first people to be able to buy things from the dealer. So if you're a diehard collector, you want to be there at the Friday preview. Now, I will say, and I haven't figured out a good name for it yet. I get this question 2 or 3 times every year. People will send me an email and say, "Can I buy at the preview?" Yes, you can buy at the preview. We're not charging you $30 to let you just come in and look at stuff.
Oh, but that would be great.
That would be crazy.
Think of it.
Look,
Yeah.
but don't touch. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Well, in that way, then when you
And
get
who
in
would
on
be in there
Saturday,
first thing the next morning, Steve?
you know where to go. But yeah, so with the Friday preview, you get early bird admission the next day too, as well, and so you get to be the first person in there to see the stuff and to buy things. So if you're hunting for that specific piece for your collection, that's the best way to get it. You have to get in early.
Yeah.
And
I strongly recommend you go to the early preview. Strongly.
And it's the crowd's smaller because you've got fewer people there. Although our Friday crowds are getting pretty darn big. The past couple of shows, I think even for Winterfest, we had a really strong Friday crowd. Um, Amazingly, each year our crowd gets bigger and bigger too. So I always go out to Larry, who runs the front desk for the show, and kind of get the updates from him. And it seems like every year we're beating the crowd. I will say the first show after COVID, it was just nuts how many people we had. So that was been the biggest one. But other than that, it's been on a straight angle, like straight up for attendance. So
Well, that's good.
it's been fun. Yeah.
Good.
I'm not kidding. I've heard from more people around the country that are actually coming to this show, and I think this is going to be there's a lot of great energy surrounded it. I think it's at a great time of the year. It's the third weekend in July, and it's just a great time for people to get together. And I know it's a haul for some. And people try to go to dinner after the Friday show. That's always super fun. We try to get as many people together. It's like it's a great time. It's just a great social show that you can always visit and enjoy and giggle and goof.
Yeah,
I like it.
The past couple of shows, it's been on the Friday night. The 3 3/4 guys tended to go to the Mexican restaurant across the street, and then the 12-inch guys tended to go to the fish house. I did for the Winterfest show. I did go over and mingle with the 3 3/4 guys. They were entertaining. They were entertaining, but I am going to reach out to the folks that run the fish house and let them know that we'll have a large group, because they've always been really gracious of staying open late for us. I think Ace will agree with this. We're always the last ones there when we check out on Friday. And so we'll just let them know so they can get some extra staffing in and be prepared for it. And maybe if they can get us some dedicated space so we can all kind of get together, that would be great. But no guarantee of that.
Yeah. So Murray,
Yeah.
it sounds like the whole world's going to be there except you. I think.
I'll be on the East Coast.
Doing what?
Vacay. My wife and I are going to be driving out to the East Coast and doing New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, PEI.
Nice.
He's traveling to Oak Island.
Yeah, Cabot Trail, got
fun stuff.
The trip we've been wanting to do for a number of years. So this year, that's going to take a couple weeks and take off out there. So.
Hey, Steve, Matthew in the chat room had a question. He said, did you ever invite plastic or rubber kind of making companies to show off their wares, their materials?
Molding companies, that's what I think it says.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we haven't done that. We've mostly been, people selling toys. We're open to that and such, but usually we fill up so quickly we don't have space for a lot of new stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, we'd absolutely be open to that.
There was another question there about the policy for cosplay about weapons. Do you have a policy for that?
No, I missed that.
We do not. We don't bring a real gun, or a real sword. But I'd like to see more cosplay. It was funny when we first started. We had a fairly good amount of cosplay, and then it kind of started to tail off a bit. And we're always appreciative of that. I did run into it a local store, a young man who said that he's working on a Cobra Commander costume, and his wife was probably going to be Zorana, I think. He said it's either that or the Baroness, but she didn't particularly care for the Baroness uniform. It was a little much. So hopefully he'll be there. Hopefully we'll get.
My wife wore that once.
So hopefully, we'd love to see more of it. And I'd thought in the past about maybe doing a contest or whatnot, but since the other contest didn't seem to generate enough interest, we've kind of pulled away from that. But we do appreciate it.
So you said no dioramas this year, right?
We will have a display space for people to put stuff up and show things off and that, but there's not a contest for it. So if you have something, you can bring it. Actually, a couple of things we'll have. Cindy Scott will be back with her big display of 12-inch figures, and she's actually sent me some sneak peeks of a diorama that she's building that she's going to bring. Christopher George built the big if you've been to the last two shows, he's built the two big 3 3/4 Real American Hero vehicles that we've had out in the hallway. He builds them out of cardboard. They're just amazing. And he's building another one he sent me pictures of, and it is huge. It's some sort of Cobra flying vehicle, and it's just amazing. So that will be there. Also, if you're familiar with Bullet Man and
Yes.
Where's Angelo?
I know. We need Angelo.
and the crazy group of collectors that started years ago that refer to themselves as the defenders of Bullet Man.
Yeah. We know.
It turns out that this is the 25th anniversary of that. So
Good Lord.
I know, that's crazy.
That's hard to believe.
Yeah. And so what we're going to do is we're going to dedicate some space in one of the rooms for folks to bring in their Bullet Man
Metal
stuff.
helmets.
Metal helmets. And there's been a lot of DOB, Defender of Bullet Man type things made that would at the national shows. I know they made like little diecast cars. There were T-shirts, hats.
Yep.
So there's going to be a lot of that. Some folks have promised. I think Jack Hall has promised to bring a lot of the stuff that he has, and so we're going to have an area dedicated for a Defender of Bullet Man 25th anniversary display. There may be a special Bullet Man poster. There may
Angela's going to bail now for sure. You know that.
Yeah, I know. He's scared of it.
There may be a very not safe for work version of the Bullet Man poster. Ace is probably aware of which one I'm talking about.
I'm very familiar.
If I can get the edits on that and get it done in time, that may be there available in a very small run. So we've got some kind of fun stuff with that, and we'll have a big blow up card that tells the history of the Defenders of Bullet Man, how it started back at the 2000 convention and how it began, and we'll kind of have some stories about some of the crazy things that have happened along the way with it. Yes, there was a little girl dressed as Bullet Man last summer. Hopefully she'll come back. And then, we're already thinking ahead because next year is as crazy as it seems is the 50th anniversary of Bullet Man. It's also the 50th anniversary of the Intruders. So, I've already got things in process that we're hoping to have for that, but that's a year away.
Wow. Any presentations this year? Andy wants to know about presentations. Anybody?
We're not having presentations this year. We had a couple that we were planning on. Some things didn't work out, and part of what we're going to do is take the presentation room and put more vendors in it. The hope is that next year when we'll have some presentations back. I already got a couple of things tentatively lined up, but this year there will be no official presentations.
Any other vendors that you could highlight for us that might? No, you didn't already say. Is Brad Curry coming? Is he going to have his giant diorama as soon as you walk in that he lugged 2 years ago, or no? Is that a?
He will be there. There will not be a giant diorama, but he will be there. Let's see. I've just we've got a list out on the website. I haven't added everybody there, but I highlight some stuff. 9-inch Toys and Trains, which is my brother and I will have our setup. Cotswold's going to be there. Ricky Puckett and his whole setup will be there. Ricky's been with us. Ricky's been with us since day one. Big Earl, the gentleman from Atlanta that does all the $6 Million Man stuff, he's going to be there with a nice big setup, and it's always good to see him. Of course, Scott Wild will be there to repair G.I. Joes. Corey Lord's going to be there with Dragon figures. Matt Squatch, Matt Stevens will be there. Greg Attore, Greg Play Creative will be there with the 1/6 scales tanks. G.I. Jason, who's one of the big 3 3/4 dealers, will be there with his stuff, as well as Lost and Found Toys. And I think in the second room, they've kind of got one of our whole walls. So if you're looking for a lot of 3 3/4 pieces, they'll be there for you.
How about any artist, any artwork, any books, signings?
There is an artist that's going to be there. I don't have the name right there. Daryl DePriest will be there. I don't know if he'll have any of the books, but Daryl will be there, of course. For the folks that like just other vintage toys, Route 68 Vintage Toys and Collectibles, and Bruce Lamb and the folks there who have a lot of other items in that time frame from 60s to 80s
Yeah.
that you know we all kind of like, but they'll have the other stuff available. Yeah, Be Active Toys is going to be there.
Directory. Yep.
Yep, the toy department will be there. Paul Tuckett Platoon's going to be there. Jeff
Terrell
Pell will
Ashby?
be. Terrell's going to be there. Yeah. Two Gats Toy Store, which is a new vendor for us, is going to be there with a lot of vintage stuff.
Man,
Yeah.
Damn.
dude, this sounds like the
Those
show to
guys.
be at this year, man. Holy
Sounds
crap.
like it for sure.
I know
Oh,
George Gray will be
there,
there.
and he will have a huge selection of tables.
Yes, he will.
I think George has told me before that we're his primary show now, Winterfest and the summer show. So
Sergeant Van's always
That's
there
for
with
sure.
Sergeant
Scott
Van's
Wild,
always
right?
there with Scott Wild. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
Chuck will be there.
Jeez. And Ace
Chuck
will
will
be there with the
definitely be
double booth.
Ace will have the double wide booth.
I'm doubling up.
Good Lord. And he still won't have even put a dent into his warehouse.
Hey, listen. Hey, you want to know somebody who's as bad as me?
I
You're looking at
believe
him
you.
right now.
I
It's
believe
Steve
you. I've seen
Stovall.
what he takes to the shows.
He's my brother. That man is my
Yeah.
brother in
We're
collectible.
working. We're
We
working
have
on
a-
getting that warehouse in order again to kind of eventually get some people to have some visits over there, but it hasn't happened yet. You know.
Maybe the next time we have you on the show, you can come
Someday.
live from the storage room and
That would be kind of
That'd be
cool.
awesome.
You caught Ace's episode from the warehouse.
we got Ace once in this storage
Yeah,
room.
that's fun.
Yeah. It was really good.
Yeah.
That would be fantastic. People would love to see that, Steve.
Well, I'll admit the warehouse is my brother runs an auction company,
Right.
and so my brother and I bought the warehouse with the auction company. So a portion of the warehouse is where we store all the toys and stuff that we
Right.
sell and we buy, and we're much better at buying things than selling things apparently.
Yours is just
Aren't
like
we all?
Ace's then.
Yeah. Now, the one problem that does pop up is occasionally stuff that comes in for the auction house when space gets tight gets pushed over into the warehouse. So I think Ace will verify this when he was there. Sometimes you have to walk over some old furniture and stuff that's there for an upcoming auction to get back to the warehouse, and sometimes it's not real easy to
Yeah,
move
baby.
around. But we're hoping to get that straightened up.
But it's worth it.
Oh, it was
It's
funny
worth it.
because when I had some guys over, we were opening boxes up, and I was seeing things that I didn't realize. I mean, we had boxes of Adventure Team Fuzzhead G.I. Joes, just totes of them. I'm like, oh, I didn't know I had that, you know.
Son of a gun, what a horrible problem to have, Steve.
And we have,
I know, right?
we have on the shelves, we have the box sets up here. They're not all complete, and now the boxes aren't all perfect, but there's a number of training center boxes and stuff.
They're gently loved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Gently
we
loved.
counted the other day. We had 6 5-star Jeep boxes, kind of sitting in there. I know there are 3 Turbo Swamp Craft boxes, but all of them have some issues with them, and we just haven't put them together yet.
Right.
So it's just kind of they're
It's a
there.
process.
Yeah.
Hey, Steve, 2 years ago when I was there, I bought some stuff from you, but I bought it 2 days early because it was over at another vintage toy place. Can you talk a little bit about that? You have a little...
Oh, the South
Oh,
Louisville
yeah.
Antique Toy Mall.
Yes, because
which
Rick's got to experience this because that's part of the trip.
That
You
is part of
you
the
can't go to Indianapolis
That is
without
part
seeing
of the
this
trip.
place.
Everybody has to
You
go to
gotta
that.
do it.
It is neat, and
it's like an
actually
exit
they're gonna have some folks from the toy mall set up at the show this year.
Oh, really?
So,
Nice.
yeah, so they'll be bringing some stuff there. But the toy mall is and now that it's a new location, it's really close. It's just one exit. It's the exit before the exit for the show off of 65 if you're coming out of Louisville. So the exit off Interstate 65, you get off there. It's like an antique mall, but it's all toys.
Oh my God.
Lots of vendor booths, And in the back, if you go there on Sunday, I would kind of recommend, if you can pull it off, sticking around Saturday night and checking it out on Sunday. In the back, they have a couple of large model train layouts, and they have some of the older gentlemen that come in on Sundays and run the trains. And it's fun for the little kids to come in and see. It's fun for the big kids to come in and see. So there's neat stuff.
It was definitely
Uh,
worth it, man. I went over that one day, and
uh,
they had the trains running. I don't know if it was Sunday, but they had the trains
Yeah.
running. It was a weekend.
Well, sometimes the guys are in there running it. They guarantee that they'll be in there on Sunday. Sometimes they come in
Yeah.
on the other days. We have a double booth there. Right now, I don't think our booth has a lot of vintage in it. It has some newer stuff, and I think we have some the newer Migos when we were dealing in
Yeah.
those and whatnot. There's a booth next to us. It's a gentleman. He has a nice selection of vintage GI Joe stuff. Um, Usually, when I go there to stock our booth, I find something else to bring home.
That's the way to be, man.
That's a
Honestly,
bad problem.
a couple of months ago, I went out there and there was a boxed Crash Crew fire truck at a really good
Ooh.
price, and I'm like,
Wow.
yeah, that's coming home with me.
No kidding.
Wow.
Yeah,
Hey,
in fact, the box is probably going to be an upgrade to mine. So, eventually,
That's
eventually,
nice.
once we get through some
Oh.
stuff, we'll have a boxed fire truck for sale. I've got a stack of
Wow.
fire trucks that
Awesome.
we got to go through. So,
You have a
Hey,
stack of fire trucks that you have now. Now, Steve, that's a problem. Not too many people can.
Yeah, I know.
can have.
yeah.
Wow.
I have to send you guys some pictures. At one time, we had another storage garage that we had stuff in, and we went over there one day. My brother and I just was kind of going through it, and in the driveway we lined up ATVs, big trappers, MSVs, Jeeps, and training centers. And I took a picture of it, and I just posted it out there on Facebook and said,
It
"Best
was
yard sale
ridiculous.
ever."
Oh,
And people were like, "Where's that at?"
Yeah,
I
that
that's
was
mean
awesome.
spirited, Steve. I love it.
Got it all for $20.
Hey, Steve, while we got you in the hot spot, somebody just chimed in. You got Jeff on the
Jeff's
in the
saying,
chat room. I don't know if yo means yo, you're on this show and you missed his show, or
Technical difficulties.
anything you want to say while you got him.
Hey, we'll do any show that we can. Unfortunately, like I say, the show that was supposed to happen last week, it was. I went to work Friday morning. Everything was fine. I come home and cable, internet, and everything was just dead. And once you start hooking devices up in your house, like lights and things, to the internet, you realize what a pain in the ass it is when you don't have internet
Oh,
and you
shit.
can't turn lights on and you can't do stuff and you can't
Oh.
control the thermostat. And then so I called the local cable company, and it's like, well, we can get somebody out Sunday.
Week
And-
Tuesday.
well, no, at least it was close. And then the guy comes out, and I'm like, hopefully this is going to be quick. And he said, well, average visit runs about an hour and a half. It took 2.5 hours, but we did get everything hooked up and running again. So
Well,
Jeff said he's buying you Starlink.
yeah, yeah. So I couldn't, if the bad thing was I was scheduled for the appearance, and I couldn't even send an email to say, hey, I can't make it because I didn't have an email. Yeah,
That hurts.
yeah,
That really hurts.
yeah.
But he put together a pretty good show
Yeah, he did.
at the drop of a hat anyway. So
Well,
he was very keen to have had you sit down with him. That's for sure.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to it. And we kind of touched base and said,
Yeah.
we'll do something after the show, and we'll talk a little bit about the shows. We'll talk a little bit about Super Joe and just other things in general.
Yeah. Oh, he
Yeah.
talked a lot about Super Joe on the show with that day.
Yeah.
He had it all prepped and sitting on the side waiting.
what else you got? Ace, Rick, anything?
I'm looking.
Wow, you're really putting
Sure.
us on the
I
spot
got-
there.
I could do Dan, but he just looks good. He doesn't ask anything. He just looks, he looks professional sitting there, but he's not.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm just soaking it all in. I got,
Yeah.
you know what's in my mind, honestly, when he talked about the fire trucks, the first thing that popped in my mind, because I go into photography stuff, is like, I would love to set up a area for a nice diorama that I can take a picture with the crash crews, see if I can get myself a 1/6 scale, like F9F, it's crashed or on fire or whatever, and set the crash crew up. That's what's when he talked about those trucks. That's the first thing in my mind. I'm going like, that'd be so cool.
Yes, it would.
That would be cool.
That
Yeah.
would be
You know,
cool.
what-
Let me just go in there and dig
It's
into
super
stuff and
fun to
start
see.
photographing it. That's what I want to do.
Yeah. Take Rick with you.
One of the
You get
neat
two angles at once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Between you and Rick.
One of the neat things is the convention center is on the grounds. There's a little small river behind it, and a stream or whatnot, and some grass and whatnot. There's areas out there that we could probably incorporate something if people wanted to come in and set up something and do some photographs and set an outdoor diorama up. That could be something that potential in the future.
Did you hear that, Rick? Did you
Yeah.
hear that, Rick?
That's a great idea.
I think
Oh
we
man,
should.
I could build. Yeah, I could build
That's
all
a
the
great
sets on
idea,
things like
Steve.
that. I've built Quonset huts and stuff like that before. I've done, I've built stuff that people have never even seen before that I've shot. Maybe some of you might have seen some of these things, but I mean, I build all these things. I'm a big set builder. I can build. I built the bridge of the Enterprise. Come on.
Yeah.
60
I remember
foot
you had that
snowboard.
in- you had
60
that
foot
in Atlanta,
snowboard.
Cool.
Yes, I did. Yeah.
I
Yep.
remember that. That was fantastic. That
Yes,
was
it
a beautiful
was.
piece.
I do too. I remember that. Now,
Yep.
yeah, that was
I wanna
awesome.
That
build one
was
for them.
incredible.
I believe there was a Bullet Man appearance at that Atlanta show where he flew across the hotel later that night unofficially.
Well, that's the thing too. Is you have these the Bullet Man there. You're definitely gonna have him strung up so he can zip across, right? If you're not gonna do that, then
There's no point.
Oh,
Yeah.
Andy and Indy got a good question.
Unfortunately, there's not a really great place to parachute, Joe's. I don't think. Have you seen anything, Ace, around there? You have the expertise on that. Is
Well-
there anything that looked really good? There's not a parking garage. There's not a
I will. The only thing I could say is that I had a third floor room one time, and I know what Joe went out the window for, but
he did have a parachute though,
other
right?
than that, it's
Yeah.
he did have a parachute
And
I
a
assure you
recovery
that.
team.
And a recovery team.
Yeah.
Well, you need that now. Anyway, but that's really kind of the one thing that's kind of it's. Well, I wish we had a great place to jump, but I have thrown them out the window because my room didn't have a screen. But you can't, at least if you take the screen out, you got to make sure you can put it back in. That's all I'm going to say.
Give the maintenance staff something to do after you check out.
Exactly,
I opened the window, it just
exactly.
fell out. I don't understand. Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
There
What you
is
talking
there
about?
is a second floor in the convention center which we've been able to get access to take the overall picture of the main convention floor, but that's not much of a drop. Could run a bullet man line down through
There
it,
you
but
Yeah.
we haven't really thought that one out.
If you do a bunch of them,
I think
you
you
do
need
a
to
bunch of
start
Bullet Man,
thinking.
and
I
you
think
can
you start thinking about
choreograph
that
them to go
Bullet
one
Man.
at a time. So that
Maybe we might work on
zing,
for
zing,
the
zing.
50th anniversary. Maybe we'll work on a Bullet Man flyover of the show. That would be kind of cool. Yeah.
I'd like
That'd be
that.
funny.
I wish I knew where my Bullet Man was. He's around here somewhere. I can't find. We all love Bullet Man. Come on, how do you don't love Bullet Man?
Ask Angelo.
Long story with Angelo. He still has PTSD from it. It's an issue, man.
He sure does. I had no idea, and I bring it up one time.
Too
It took up
funny.
half the show. It
Oh,
took up half the show. Here it is.
Yeah. Yes, it did. I think 4 times now.
He's got those 1970s kicky red boots. Come on, man.
Yeah, well,
Well, the best
in
thing
that
about
leotard, that
the
just
be-
sold it.
the best thing about Bullet Man 20, I guess at the shows is at the convention in San Francisco, there was a group of us that got to fly a Bullet Man in the hotel,
Yes.
and Don Levine was there and
I remember
came
that.
up with it. And came up with us, so we got our picture with Don Levine, and we got to play GI Joes with the guy that created GI
Invented it.
Joe.
Yeah.
So that
Awesome.
was very cool.
Good memory there, man. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
no kidding. You guys were very
Yep.
fortunate.
yeah.
That was a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
Well, hey, man, I want to thank you for coming on the show again, being a special guest. Maybe we can
Absolutely.
get you on, a week or two after the show, maybe, and you can give us a review on how it went.
That would be good. I'd be more than happy to.
Just for people that are chiming in late, can you just tell them the dates and everything for the show coming up, and just kind of highlight?
July 19th, with the preview night the day before, July 18th, at the Paraquat Springs Conference Center in Shepherdsville, Kentucky, which is really just like one exit off of 65 from Louisville. Everything's really close. Like I say, I think it's like 15 miles or so from the airport. If you go to our website, www.kygijo.com, all the details are there. Not all the dealers are there because I've been tardy on getting things posted, but we're working on that. You go to our Facebook page, we put notices up there, and we try to get dealer notices out where we put a picture out of what the dealer's going to have and that, so you'll recognize them and know who you're going to look for.
And that's on your Facebook page. I've seen that.
That's on the Facebook page, yeah. And let's see. I think that's the main thing, yeah.
Yeah.
It's really a fantastic show. I just can't speak enough to how fantastic the toy show is as a whole. There's just a lot of great Joe lovers there. It's fantastic camaraderie. It's a great way to get to know other people. It's a great way to network into the toy community. You really can't go wrong. I really just highly, highly, highly recommend everyone going to the show if you can. It's centrally located in the United States, and hopefully everybody can make it.
I appreciate hearing that. Like I said, when we designed the show, we made a show that we wanted to. A show that we would want to go to, and apparently, I guess other people like the same things that we do.
Yeah.
So it's a good collection. There's 12-inch, there's classified, there's 3 3/4, there's Super Joe, there's stuff that's not GI Joe.
There's
fun
stuff that's not GI Joe.
Yeah.
How could that be?
There's a lot of 40th stuff there. There's all kinds of. I mean, there's
Cool.
90 stuff there. There's all kinds of stuff.
And remember, between the two of you, you better find my fucking shit on my wish list.
well, you need to send me your list because I'll tell you, it's gone from the past one. And I'm sure you've got stuff on it. Yeah, send me a new list and we'll see what we can do.
Okay.
Paul, you don't drive a Pontiac.
I'll send you
You're
pictures.
not going to be like, no whack job,
Paul, before you send that email list to Steve, we've got to go over and kind of because you're kind of asking for some things that you're not really asking for. Correct.
Ace, and I know there's a couple things. He's looked at a certain guide that has some misprints in it and thinks that there's things that go with sets that don't really go with them. Yeah.
That's probably what's happening. It's the only guide I got, man.
Fighting words.
No, it's the best guide that's out there.
You can't count on that 3D Joe website. I mean, that's
maybe if you spend a little more time on 3D Joe's and some of that bullshit out there.
Well, I hate to cut everybody off, but I gotta go, man. So.
Yeah, you got to get up early.
TST Toy Soldier Tuesday tomorrow. Don't forget, 8:00. Tomorrow's guest is Carl Diedrich. Had a great show tonight. Steve, once again, thanks. Ace, thanks. Dan.
Good to see you again.
Our man
Steve.
from Canada, Murray. Rick, I will see you tomorrow night. Yes.
Stay well, Rick.
Murray.
See you guys.
Thanks, everybody in the chat room.
Welcome to my party, we're just getting started. A life is a dream or a nightmare scarring. Hand me a drink cause I think I'm going all in. Get me a shrink who can catch me when I'm falling. Cover up my scars, flip the handlebars. Crashing in my car, wake up in a bar. I'll be a superstar, just on my avatar. This world is so bizarre, empty out the reservoir. Yeah, I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy, don't think I'll get home safe. So I'm taking 6 shots all straight to the face. I'm taking 6 shots, are you coming with me?